Go ahead. We got calls. So let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, if Walt gets a mulligan, I get one too.
No, there's one mulligan chip per day. But okay, go ahead.
Listen, Chuck. I think your overalls are a little too tight around your neck. You're not realizing that the president of the United States is not a Democrat or Republican. He's an independent. He is the most pro-USA president we've had in the last 100 years. What he says he'll do, he'll do.
I don't disagree.
Now, if he's got to go back and whack these crazy Muslims for throwing bombs and terrorism all over the Middle East and the world, because let's face it, all the people over who are committing all these horrific crimes with the terrorism in every state in the Middle East and beyond, hitting England, Paris, France, dropping some stuff over here. They're all with that fake cult Muslim religion. They need to be stopped, and Donald Trump hopefully put up the biggest roadblock they can have.
Here's where I'm going to stop you. You guys always say, like MX was saying it was who was it Ford's fault that they used the wrong filter or I don't know, whatever you're saying earlier. Here's
what are
the
you
thing.
Talking about?
I don't know. MX was talking about oil filters. Trust me, I don't know either. You say Trump needs to do this. It's not Trump that's going to do this. It's going to be teenage boys like my son that's going to go do this. And that's the problem. As the father of a 17-year-old, when you guys start talking about Trump's going to do that, Trump's going to do this, no, my son is the one that's going to do this. Our neighbors' kids are the.
That's the price of having freedom. That's the price of freedom. And he's not going to be the one to do it if he doesn't want to go.
Can I take the same approach?
It's a voluntary army, Chuck.
Can I take?
Don't try to make stuff up.
You say that. My father was like 3 numbers away from going to Nam. I know a guy who lost an arm in Nam because he lost the lottery. So yeah, we say that it's a volunteer army until it isn't. Okay, again, history teaches us that when you run out of guys, you start having nightly lotteries and deciding which 18-year-olds go to fight. Okay, so
Chuck,
that's my problem.
More recruits.
That's great.
Had more recruits.
Well, we also have more recruits that can't pass fitness tests because most of this country is overweight. So I mean, that's the problem. Is my son being a fit football player, you run out of people that are fit to go. The football teams, the first ones that are fit, right? I mean, that's the problem. A lot of people in this country are not fit, and they have all kinds of different reasons they can't go. So again, you say that, but he's the first on the list if we start a draft.
So we've had the largest recruitment class since the day Trump got elected.
That's fantastic. That's great. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. And some of those are our neighbors' kids and relatives, whatever. And that's great. That's great that we have kids that are signing up to go. And my only question is, regardless if it's my son or my neighbor's kids, is this a valid reason to go? Is this another boogeyman? Is this more fear-mongering, or is this valid? And that's my question. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the answer.
Chuck, is the soliloquy you're doing right now is exactly the headline in the Washington Post as of 30 seconds ago.
Great.
And it's the same thing on the front of MSNBC's digital page.
And here's the difference, though. They're doing it because there's a Republican in the White House. I'm doing it regardless of who's in the White House.
I don't mean to break the news to you, Chuck, but people must defend our country. Now,
are there Iranians in Griffith right now? Are there Iranians invading your backyard? Are there Iranians, flying over Hammond right now? No, you're sitting here saying defend our country. I have yet to see an Iranian invade Dyer or St. John. So what am I defending? Can I say this is the same argument I had last week about Los Angeles and ICE? If they don't want our help, why are we there? Why am I sending people to something that's not how is this my problem? That's my question. How are these always that running joke about I'm paying the taxpayers are paying for both sides of the fight?
How many soldiers on behalf of Iran and all their terrorist networks have they blown to pieces, Chuck? Over 2,000 minimum.
Why were we there? Were those guys in Texas or in Colorado? No, they were there. Why are we always there? Why are we the world? Why are we both $37 trillion in debt and the world police? And we're the only ones dropping expensive bombs on things. Why are we the ones that have to pay for all this?
Chuck, if you want to move to France and have your ass handed to you on a daily basis because you're afraid to defend yourself and raise a weapon.
No. Here's the thing.
That's where you go.
I am happy to defend myself. When the Iranians land in St. John, I am happy to defend myself, and I will hand my son a weapon, and he will defend us at all. But until that day comes,
you'll hand him a basketball and he'll punt it like he thinks he's fourth down.
But my point is that this has been going on for generations and generations. How is it that we always think it's just like you guys? You're just like the liberals in the gun laws. Like, oh, just one more gun law is going to fix everything. You're like, oh, just one more bomb is going to fix everything. Like, no, you're just going to create another quagmire, another generation of endless wars. I mean, like, this is not ever going to end. You are not ever going to bomb people into democracy. You're never going to bomb people into prosperity. I'm sorry.
We don't care what they do for the regime over there, but they can't walk around with nuclear weapons threatening the world, because if you're going to wait till they come to St. John, it's too late. Now, you can't have them just go around killing people in the name of a fake religion because they want to take over the world. And I don't think you're realizing the gift of Donald Trump, that he stopped this thing, hopefully dead in its tracks. Now, if we got to send a couple more B-2s over there in like a couple months to really flatten the place, I'm all for it. It's a safe way to do it. We're not putting a lot of lives at risk, and it gets the job done. But you cannot allow the bully to continually stand there. You know what the last three presidents prior to Donald Trump have in common? What's his name? George Bush. Who's the other idiot? Barack Obama, and then Mr. Diaper Biden. They all stood there with their thumb up their ass while Russia invaded Ukraine. When Donald Trump was in office the first time, he said, if Russia, you step 1 foot over there, I'll blow up Moscow. And how did that work? There wasn't a thing going on in the world.
So again, now you're playing.
You finally have a man in the White House. God, I'm telling you, Chuck, take off the bikini browsers, put on a pair of men's underwear, and ball up and be an American and back our president. Because you and your party with the three people walking around with avocado clothes on, that's not going to save anything.
And avocado clothes with overalls on and a sport coat.
Hey, Bob, are you really doing Ozempic, dude?
Okay.
We'll talk about a serious question.
You mentioned it.
I did mention it. No, I am not on Ozempic. I think I would look a lot thinner.
I say you'd have that sunken Ozempic face if you did.
But
okay,
so I've got so many thoughts.
Mad Mac. Bob wants to talk for one. Okay, so go ahead. Thank you, Mad Mac, for the call.
Bob's got a handful of thoughts here.
Go ahead
on this. For one, we live in a different world today than we did in the 30s and 40s, 50s and 60s and 70s, where if something happened in some foreign country, I think, and this is where I'm going to disagree with you, but you had a better argument of saying what's over there is over there.
Okay.
For the last 4 years, we've had a flood at the border. We have no clue who is in our country.
Right.
11, 16, 21 million people. There are cells from everyone all across the country. We know these things.
There's accusations that there's Iranian cells.
So I would argue that we don't know who's in the country, and so there's at least a possibility that they're here. But now we live in an age where if you build a bomb in your country and you can send it to my country, what you do in your country is a concern of mine. And I agree with you. Once these folks get the bomb, they become a different class of country that we deal with. Like North Korea, where, okay, they got the bomb. They're not sending the bomb over here. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But we certainly know that they're going to send it to South Korea, which is entirely unacceptable. So we treat them with a different set of kid gloves. We're not going over there knocking out all of the sites because we don't know if we can get them, assuming I'm not in the situation room. But at least here in Iran, we had relatively decent intelligence that they were building a bomb. And we know this because Hillary Clinton gave them the uranium. Barack Obama gave them just shy of $2 billion for their nuclear program. And Joe Biden unfroze $16 billion. So we know they have the resources, the capability to do this. And if we can stop it before it happens, I think it's our job to stop them building it before they can.
So then the question becomes, now one of the things that people have said is, like, for instance, for this underground enrichment facility, that if we can't reach it with the mops, somebody's going to have to go in there, maybe the Israelis, maybe us. It's like one of those things, somebody's got to go in there, and everybody looks at each other. Yeah, somebody's got to go in there. At some point, you're probably going to have boots on the ground to get down there to make sure that the facilities have been sufficiently destroyed and things like that.
Well, and two things on that. They said this morning, as of now, as of 5 minutes ago, Israel is attacking some of the sites that we attacked over the weekend.
Bombing or physically on the ground?
Bombing.
Okay,
so bombing. So I don't know if they're cleaning up, but where I think you do get in danger of the boots on the ground is if Iran really does close off the strait over there.
Yeah.
We've got our boats over there. You know how we feel about people touching our boats.
Right.
And I think that's where, if I were to think of a conflict, I think that's where it would be.
You also have the wild card of Putin, who said, I think he said something along the lines of he would come to Iran's defense if need be and things like that. So again, is it worth the escalation? Is it worth the risk? I guess is always the question. Is I understand that we don't arbitrarily bomb things. I know that there's a lot of thought. There's a lot of minds that get together in Washington and eat lots of pizza, according to some website.
There is that pizza website where
so
you can gauge when there's about to be a strike or something happen around the world based on the increase of pizza orders in the D.C. metro area.
So a lot of smart people consumed a lot of pizza last week and decided what to do, and I appreciate that. Look, I'm not sitting here saying that we should just wall ourselves off and not be involved in world politics. I just ask the question, why is it always us? Why is it always us when we're $37 trillion in debt? Why is it always our B-2s? Why is it always our mops, our expensive bombs? It always seems like it comes back to us. And I
do have to say, I do like being on the side, the only side that has the B-2s and the mops. And if I'm going to pick a side, let me be on that side.
I don't disagree, but those are expensive. Like, what do those B-2s cost? Billions. I mean, how much do these things cost? And that's my whole concern, is like, we spend all of this money on these bombers. Yeah, they're cool, and yeah, they can fly around the globe and drop massive ordnance on things. So, like, why am I paying for all this stuff? Like, that's my question. Like, why am I stuck paying for all this stuff? 219-845-1100 if you want to chime in on any of this. Look, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm even picking a side. I'm talking this out. Like, I'm just talking this out as anyone should be doing, right? I mean, again, like, any of us should be having this discussion about what side is this the right side? And again, who am I? I don't get to decide. You don't get to decide. But it's a discussion that needs to be had. So, good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hello.
Hey, Chuck, I have a special request when Beckwith comes on.
Mm-hmm.
There was an article in the paper about the geoengineering and how many states are, not permitting this. I guess you could call it chemtrails, or what do they call it?
Just geoengineering. I'll bring
you know what it is, aerosol injections into the atmosphere. If you could ask him that, because I won't be around to call in.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I can certainly do that.
Thank you, Chuck.
So I know
I can be listening, but I just can't be calling.
No, understood. So I know, like, Florida, for instance, has enacted a comprehensive ban on geoengineering and weather modification, which was signed by Ron DeSantis. It basically says the bill bans any activity that aims to modify the atmosphere for weather modification purposes. So this is an interesting thing, because some people will say this is a conspiracy theory until it wasn't. It was, no, that's not happening, until it was.
And I think Bill Gates proposed it, along with us having solar panels, of course.
Isn't somebody like Britain?
Let's block the sun and have solar panels.
Right. Was it Britain that said, well, you should block the sun, like Mr. Burns? Like, yeah, we've seen that episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Simpsons did it. So, okay, well, hey, thank you for the call. I'm writing it down right now. I'm going to ask him about
Thank you so much, Chuck. You're great.
Thank you. Well, and Bob's great, and Joe's great, and you're great. So this is one of the things. I always talk about reactive government, this idea that government reacts to things and isn't proactive. And so this idea, and a lot of people attacked Florida for this geoengineering bill, but again, they're just being proactive about something that we shouldn't be messing with Mother Nature in that regard, and that was their position on it. So, do we have any other callers? We do. Okay, let's take one more caller, and then we can take a break. So, good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Mr. Starkey, good morning.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going well. Since you seem to be the only reasonable voice in the room.
Uh-oh.
Chuck has questions. Should we just blow stuff up arbitrarily so he's not reasonable? Yeah, we'll just blow everything up, and then we'll pick up the pieces, let God sort it out. Chuck's not reasonable because he has questions before we spend lots of money that we don't have.
Chuck, I thought you were under the weather.
I feel better now. Go ahead. Good morning. Let's talk about this.
Yes, sir.
Did I just hear a whiny voice next to you ask, what did this cost?
Yes, what did this cost? We're $37 trillion in debt, and nobody talked about it but me. We don't have money to keep blowing stuff up without.
Mr. Starkey?
Come see. No, let's.
Mr. Starkey?
And then you're the same one that's going to complain about your bacon. Why is my bacon so expensive? And let's blow more stuff up. And I don't understand how the two are related. Let's blow stuff
Mr.
up.
Starkey?
Let's build more fighter jets. And then why is my bacon so expensive?
Mr. Starkey?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Ask him what his freedom's worth.
My freedom is worth exactly my backyard. I'm done blowing up other people's brown children. I'm done with $1 million drones blowing up poor brown children it's for freedom and democracy. No, I'm done blowing up weddings like Obama did. I'm done. I'm just done blowing people up. Am I just a radical? I'm done blowing things up. Let's just blow up things every weekend for my entire life. We just blow up brown children and go, oh, it's for freedom. I'm saving St. John by blowing up brown children in a place I've never freaking heard of, and I'm saving democracy.
Mr. Starkey.
Hey, I got you. I got you.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Mr. Starkey, you really did make a good point.
Well, I'll mark it down.
No, you made several good points, but in response to are there Iranians in St. John and the homegrown threat here? That's a real deal, is it not?
It's something that we need to talk about. I mean, who knows where they're at? And I think that's one of the biggest issues is, we go off and we do some of these, late night bombing raids, and what was it a perfect mission? It depends on what website you look at. It looks like it was, but what are the consequences from that? And we need to know these things.
Why did Chuck take the headphones off? What are we doing here?
Because my taxes are high enough as it is. My bacon is expensive. I went shopping this weekend. How high do you want your taxes? Do you really? When you find me an Iranian in St. John, you find me that Iranian sleeper cell, and I'll go, you know what? Game on. Let's blow up more brown people. That's not okay. Then close the border and do the thing with ICE and do that, and then you guys gotta decide what's going on here. Every week it's like a new thing. The Iranians are trying to do this and No, you've been saying that for 50 years. I have yet to meet an Iranian sleeper cell in St. John. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of the fear mongering and it costing me money, Chuck, no matter what we blow up. I'm sorry.
Chuck?
Yes.
Did your co-host not make a good point as to, due to your liberal Democratic friends, we don't know who's in our country right now?
Okay, then you close the border and you round them up. And then meanwhile,
do you see
what's happening in California? I mean, every time ICE tries to do something, they get surrounded. So again, if California wants Iranian sleeper cells at the Dodger Stadium or whatever's going on there, then let them do it. Let people. This is the problem: is we don't want to have consequences. We just want to do all these things, and we don't want to have consequences for our actions. Everybody does whatever the hell they want, and there's no consequences, and we throw more money at the problem, and we go, that didn't work, let's throw even more money at the problem, and it just costs me more money. And that's no matter what we do, it just, hey, we tried that, it didn't work, we need some more money to do.
Doctor,
yeah, I know.
you're basically having the same voice that they have in California. Why should we do anything right now?
Right. Then why should you? Why should I pay for ICE to go around California? Why should I pay for that if they don't want it? If California, if the communities in California are running, even the police in California, the Dodgers, whoever the hell it is running ICE out of town, then why are they there? Then why just let San Francisco become a hellhole, a giant toilet. Like, let that be Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi's problem. Like, why is it my problem? Why is everything my problem?
Let's just boil it down on a local review. We can't have St. Thomas More Fest anymore, so we let the little gangbangers win.
Don't say that. Oh, don't say that. You're gonna get an article. Don't say that. How dare you?
Hey, Bob.
Yep.
My second serious note, when you said there was an emergency this morning, I really was concerned.
Thank you.
That Chuck had a grabber. Guys, how much sugar is in those drinks right now?
Oh, this is like a double. I said it's mostly sugar. I said fill it up to here with sugar, and then if there's any room left, put some coffee in it, and then throw 4 shots into it.
The rest of the Summer of Chuck 2 Electric Boogaloo, could we maybe watch our calorie intake?
So what I've found is if we're going to have a serious conversation about this, what I have found is that if I have my large iced coffee with cream and Splenda, that's my order. Whether Splenda's good for you or not, who knows? I find that if I have a coffee like that in the morning, I'm good to not eat until sometime after lunch. If I don't have that, I then start grazing all day long, and the calorie count is awful. I am, despite the appearances, it sounds like you're watching us, so despite the appearances, I am working on trying to shed some of this, so I am counting the calories. It's a little trick that I've Chuck.
Is it possible?
Going into Iranian bacon
can we
here.
spend? Is there somehow? Can I spend money to do? Can we bomb something to make my fat go away? Can we throw money at it? Can we just throw money at it like Ozempic for $200 a month or whatever it is?
Chuck, in all seriousness, if we care about our children, our high school football player, and I believe you have a daughter, can we maybe take a look at doing something for our health for those wife and children? We can. And maybe when Summer of Chuck is over, we'll start having a discussion. I need to go. We're going to go on vacation. We're going to go to the Jersey Shore. Hopefully it hasn't hopefully the Iranians haven't invaded Wildwood, New Jersey by the time I get there. And if they haven't, I'm going to go have a nice vacation. When I come back, we're going to put that on the list of things to do. But we also, Bob and I are working on our dad bod walking. Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
For Bob's podcast.
I do have to say, you can't see it. It wouldn't even zoom there. I am down from this time last year. I'm down 11 pounds.
Fantastic.
So my morning coffee thing may be helping. Certainly counting calories. Nobody is tuning in to WJOB here to listen to Bob talk about how he's attempting to lose some weight, but I do appreciate the thought. And I will say on a lighthearted note, the serious note here, you mentioned that you want to get fit, you want to get healthy. I would love to spend all the years I possibly can with my kid. And so, 11 pounds in a year. I, gained a few over the holidays, but my average is, 11 in the last year. So if my coffee with cream and Splenda helps me stop grazing for a little while, I'll take it.
Okay, well, thank you for the call because I think we're late for a break. Yeah, I definitely want to live long enough to send my daughter to Iran to go mop things up. We just got to send a few more kids to Iran, and then things will be done. Well, hey, it'll be fine, right? So got to live long enough to see that as a proud father. Okay, I know you guys are probably mad at me. I don't care. Like, I'm just asking the question, like, why am I paying for everything? We're going to have the lieutenant governor in. Guess what I'm going to ask him? Why am I paying for everything? We're going to talk about all the things in Indiana I don't want to pay for that have been boondoggles, the transformational projects that haven't panned out. That's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about any of the silly stuff. We're going to talk about why is Chuck paying for things. I'm working on a list. Why is Chuck paying for all this? And then geoengineering. That's our list of questions, right? We'll be back with more after this.